There was a person with my brother on the night that he went to be with the Lord. I'll just say it how it is. There was a person swimming alongside my brother Levi on the night when Levi drowned. This person was one of Levi's best friends. They were roommates. And maybe there's a jealousy in me because this person was spending more time with my brother than I ever was. Or maybe there's a hate in me because I have this idea that he dared my brother to swim across the river at 10 p.m. at night. But whatever it is, this person doesn't sit well with me. I guess this could be because I'm looking for someone to blame. My mind is looking to make someone responsible. Maybe that's why I resort to hating him. But I'm trying to change how I feel about this person. But I'll tell you why I think he dared my brother to swim across. My brother wasn't known as a swimmer. He swam a lot, of course, but he did outdoors things, lots of outdoors things, so he knew how to swim well, but it wasn't his main thing. So I figure if there are two people, who's the most likely to call for a swimming race across a cold river at night? Is it not the better swimmer of the two? It must have been the better swimmer's idea, especially if he's the type of personality that always has something to prove, always coming up with group dares on those around him. That's why I think that this person dared my brother to do it, to swim across the river. The only thing my brother would have been guilty of that night, I think, was that he gave into peer pressure. He was guilty of being too much of a friend to everyone. And I should realize, I guess, that there are other possibilities, other factors such as drinking. Maybe both of their judgments were impaired. Or perhaps, since my brother Levi had been going to the gym, maybe he had worked his legs out that morning or on the night before and this other person hadn't. And so maybe my brother suffered a cramp because of a recent leg workout. Or maybe my brother honestly believed he was a capable swimmer but visually miscalculated how wide across the swim would be. Or he miscalculated the extremely cold temperature of a river in June. Or it was simply the fatigue that comes from not being a regular swimmer. Or all these factors combined, they're all very likely of the situation and of Levi. So most likely I have to be wrong to have this automatic hate in my heart towards the person in question. Now you might say, why don't you just go talk to him? Why are you sharing your feelings to us? Well, see, I have talked to him. I don't know how genuine I was, but I told the guy, no matter what, don't blame yourself for this, because it wasn't your fault. Or something like that, I told him, and that I forgave him. But even though I've forgiven him with my words a year and a half ago, now that it's a year and a half later, I don't think I'd have even the strength to look at him and not automatically feel hate or some other intense negative emotion. Because I mean, the things that he dared my brother to do were dangerous, and it shows that he didn't really care for the thoughts and well-being of my brother. So I wouldn't want to run into this person, or much less be with him for extended periods of time, or else I might start asking him questions that he probably wouldn't feel comfortable answering to me. But hopefully in heaven, I'll have the strength to be around him, and me and this person will be able to finally talk about this event like it was just all part of God's larger plan. But for now, I suppose I'm not healed in that area yet. And this probably says a lot about my inability to love, but honestly, I just can't. The wound still hurts, and maybe in time I'll be able to. I don't know. So while I do hate this person, I have to fight it. Because hatred should have no place in our hearts. And it's such a hypocritical thing of me to say to anyone right now, but it must be said, hatred doesn't help anyone heal. It doesn't. I can tell you firsthand that it doesn't. It doesn't make sense that I should hate this person because how could he have known? You know, how could he have known that it would happen? How could any of us have known? I think it's like when you get a first impression of someone, you meet a person and however they are in the beginning, it just paints a permanent picture of them in your mind of how they are, when really it's just how you perceived them to be on day one. Well, this event was such a tragic, intense event that it erased my first impression of this person and effectively replaced it with a hateful impression that I should not have allowed myself to accept. I shouldn't have allowed myself to hate on day one of the tragedy. And here I am at year 1.5, and I'm working on it.